you literally suck at holding yourself accountable. And that's not because you are a bad person. That's not because you have a character defect. That's not because you're a loser or any other reason. It's because it is human nature for people to let themselves down before they let other people down. I don't quite understand the science behind it. I guess I could use my co-host that I have with me here this week to have asked it, but I didn't because I asked it another question. So today, it's you, it's me, and it's Chat GPT. My name is Brian Pannuzzo. I help busy financial professionals get wealthy outside of the office in their mind, their body, and their relationships. I'm an expert at this because I did it myself. I sat inside of corporate America on Wall Street in a seat just like you do for 20 years. If I can do this stuff, so can you. Welcome to the show. My name is Brian. This is the Success Lift podcast. Thank you for being back with me again. We've had new people find the show. Welcome. If this is one of your first couple episodes, if this is episode number 260 something, I lose track, 5 years into the game or so, welcome back. If you're an OG, I appreciate you. For all of you who continue to tune in on a weekly basis, can't tell you how much it means to me. We are going to jump right into today's topic. It's one that I've been talking about, teasing a little bit from time to time. I hear it a lot. I see it a lot in a lot of check-ins with people when they begin working with me. We do have a check-in process, a formal check-in process on a weekly basis. If you are not auditing your performance, setting goals for the week, and then preparing for the curveballs that are coming, you're in the same cycle that everybody else is in. And how you doing? How are you doing with that? And a lot of times I hear from people, especially before they start working with me, that they're great at holding themselves accountable, meaning they're their own harshest critic. You guys, if you've listened to the last month or so of content from me, you've probably heard that. You've heard me poke some fun at it because, it just couldn't be further from the truth. And you literally suck at holding yourself accountable. And that's not because you are a bad person. That's not because you have a character defect. That's not because you're a loser or any other reason. It's because it is human nature for people to let themselves down before they let other people down. I don't quite understand the science behind it. I guess I could use my co-host that I have with me here this week to have asked it, but I didn't because I asked it another question. So today, it's you, it's me, and it's Chat GPT. And I was curious, and I've already typed the question into Chat GPT that I wanted to pose to you, and I wanted to review what it says and do this live. We're going to do it live, as they say. I have not looked at any of the findings. I did type in the questions so that I could be efficient with our time here. But I was curious if my sense of what really is factually correct and what people tell themselves, or what I hear a lot of, I'm my own worst critic. No one can hold me accountable like me. I only respond to my own motivation. These types of nonsense that we say as busy professionals. I was curious what the smartest coach in the world had to say about it. So I asked AI. I just typed in to AI. So if you happen to see me look down a little bit, it's because I'm reading some things off of a computer screen and I want to see what it says. I want to give you my real-time feedback on it and my experience in working now with, I keep saying hundreds, but we may be approaching 1,000 with my group programs. It's probably not that much, to be fair, as I think about this live. It's definitely in the multiples of hundreds of people now, both one-on-one and in my company executive program group settings, where you collect data. I'm a data collector. That's literally what I do I do a lot for a living now, but I see a lot of information. I see people's calories. I program their workouts. I see the promises that they make to themselves on a weekly basis. I hear the things they say they're going to do, and I'm able to then track. Did you do it? Just like in our jobs, where we rely upon data in order to make the smartest decisions that we can, the most effective choices, next steps forward, I get the data and we're able to analyze it and we're able to be unemotional about it. And we're able to then make the next rational decision as to what to do next this week. In addition, combining that with what you have going on in your life. Because maybe the next best decision is to do something more aggressive, but your calendar looks like you're standing on the train tracks and there's like 3 trains coming at you, not just one. And so that's where the art of coaching comes in. And so it's this beautiful combination, this delicate dance of mathematics, science, and art. Okay? You have to have a little bit of feel. It's a feel thing. For all my golfers, sometimes you're around the green and it's a feel thing. It's not necessarily a statistical yardage of I'm 132 yards and I hit my pitching wedge usually 129, and so I got to step on it a little bit, and sometimes I hit my pitching wedge 142 when I blade it, and sometimes I hit it 114 when I chunk it, and so I can't rely on it anyway, so what are we even talking about here? But I asked Chat GPT, I said, give me some stats on how successful people are at holding themselves accountable. And here's what ChatGPT says. Holding oneself accountable is a critical factor in achieving personal and professional goals. However, research indicates that self-accountability alone may not always lead to high success rates. And then it starts to give me some information. So let's go through some information. All right, so far, I feel good about myself. I feel good that I'm going to get to the result that I was hoping when I asked the question, because I truly believe that people who decide that they can go at it alone are lying to themselves, and they would get much better success, as I have in my life, hiring coaches, finding mentors, finding people who do what I want, who have already done it, all right? Who has what I want, who has achieved what I want to get. Why would you not go find those people? We do it in other areas of our lives. We hire experts everywhere in our lives. And so here are some success rates. Written goals. Individuals who write down their goals are 42% more likely to achieve them compared to those who don't. How many times do we just say some bullshit out loud around New Year's Eve that you're going to go do something, around Monday morning that this week's going to be different, around your 2-weeker when you decide that you're going to just take it easy a little bit, or you're going to detox for a few weeks? How many times do we just say some dumb shit, for lack of a better phrase, and we never really write it down? Well, fortunately, I have people write stuff down. I write my goals down. I print them out. I make sure clients get visual with their goals. If you're on YouTube right now, you're seeing pictures of private planes and golf courses and vacation homes, and me speaking on stages, and me cocking back a basketball and dunking with 2 hands. By the way, I dunked for the first time in 25 years with 2 hands recently, which I thought was pretty cool. For context, I'm 6'6", so it's a little bit easier for me. And I have been able to dunk with 1 hand for a long time. But ever since my Achilles tendon tear and my surgery in 2001, so 25 years ago, I have not been able to dunk a basketball with 2 hands. And I was able to on Memorial Day, Monday Memorial Day, which was pretty cool. I thought I was going to hit the ball on the front of the rim and fall backwards and break my back. And it was on video, so I would have been able to show you. But fortunately, I did not, and I got over the rim and I dunked it. But this picture of a dunk, again, if you're on YouTube, you see the ball way back here. I was not way back here. I was up here like this. So I got some work to do if I want to go back here, right? We're always chasing our goals, but are they written down? Do you know what they are? Can you articulate them clearly? Do you review them on a regular basis? Because most of the time, even if we do write them down, we stuff them in a drawer and we never revisit them. We have to become familiar with our goals. with my team program, with the executives that I work with inside of corporate America. We have them write down their goals, and then I ask them to revisit it over and over and over again. Yeah, it's a weird, icky, funny feeling. It feels weird. Brian, I have so many more things to do. You haven't seen my to-do list. Yes, I have. I've seen hundreds of to-do lists just like yours. And I'm telling you, if you want different results in your life, you need to start to do different things. So if you have goals, start to write them down. Review them regularly. Make it part of your routine. Here's the cool part. You can multitask. I have recorded an audio track of my goals. So I don't always just sit down when I have nothing going on and read my goals leisurely. I got shit to do just like you. So sometimes I'm walking on the treadmill or doing in between my sets at the gym, or I'm in my car, or I'm doing 57 other things that you do too. But I'm also taking in information. I'm reminding myself of what I truly want. All right? Action plans. Only 3% of people have written goals accompanied by a concrete action plan. These individuals who do are 10 times more likely to achieve success than those without a plan. How many times do you just throw shit up against the wall with no plan, with no directions, with no idea whether or not you can get there? You just say some dumb shit, and you just say it, and then you don't write it down, and then you don't follow up, and you don't have an action plan. And wouldn't you know that great programs that exist out there, I may know someone who has one, do that for you. And make sure that you revisit that plan and are constantly coming back and auditing. Are we on track? Are we headed to the destination that we said we wanted to go? And this is not revolutionary stuff, guys. There are probably a lot of good programs that do that, but I know a damn good one. Goal tracking. Regularly tracking progress can significantly enhance your goal achievement. However, 45% of people don't track their goals, potentially hindering their success. Of course they don't track their goals. Why would you track your goals? That's pretty elementary. Data drives our next decision. It's motivating. A scoreboard motivates you. For all my ex-athletes out there, we always look at the scoreboard. When you're down, you want to catch up. When you're up, you want to extend the lead. And use scoreboards. In my program, we call it the success list, because the program is called the Success Lift. Little play on words there. All it is a Google sheet that you get to enter the things that you want to accomplish this week. Then you get to score your performance. Is it a 1? Is it a 0? Did you do it? Did you not do it? It's so stupidly simple, yet it motivates people in a really amazing way. And so if you want to do something this week, write it down, then track it and score it. And at the end of the week, have a process to audit, like we do, inside of my programs and see how you did. And I guarantee you next week, you will show up and do better the next time. Okay, this section, enhancing accountability with social support. Social support, accountability partners. Having an accountability partner increases the likelihood of achieving goals to 95%, Jesus, compared to 65% success rate when simply committing to someone without ongoing accountability. So we say something to someone, they go, cool story, that sounds awesome. You're amazing. You actually feel good because you've told somebody about a goal, and then they validated that you've done something well by showing enthusiasm about it. And all of a sudden, you have the dopamine hit that you need to go sit back down and do the same shit you've been doing. And so without ongoing accountability, weekly check-ins, a coach checking your progress, texting you, what are you doing? Why haven't you checked in? A Sunday check-in form, an app where I can see everything that you're doing. Ask some of my clients. They think that I'm stalking them sometimes, in a good way, I hope. But I see what they're doing. And to be fair, they can see a lot what I do. They can see what I put in my mouth on a daily basis because I hold myself to a high standard. I want to be a role model for the people that work with me. If you're going to pay me good money, I am going to show you that I'm going to beat you. And we are going to compete in a friendly way. And I would love to see you outperform me, but you're not. Good luck but you're not. All right. Peer reporting. Individuals who set actionable tasks and report progress to peers achieve their goals 40% faster than those who only write down their goals without additional accountability measures. Inside of my group program, we compete a little bit. We have friendly competitions. I send weekly prizes to people. We shout people out. We compete against each other. You are a competitive being. Human beings are competitive. Stop saying you're not. Even if you weren't a college athlete or a high school athlete, you are competitive. You wouldn't be in the position that you are inside of your career if you weren't competitive. So start some competition. That's why so many of these community-based competition like High Rocks has blown up, like literally blown up. Community-based fitness has blown up. Now, I have competing thoughts about that. There are so many amazing aspects of community-based fitness and races and challenges because it brings people together. It fosters an environment of competition. It gives you a date, it puts a date on the calendar. It puts you on the hook. Those are amazing things. Now, the downsides of those things is I can't tell you how many times I talk to people that got in shape for a year doing these things and then all of a sudden burned out on the races and then they look exactly like they did before they started. So if you're going to be somebody who says, like, I need something on the calendar, you better put something on the calendar because that's just a stupid excuse. If you get in shape for a year doing races every quarter and then you don't do shit next year. So if that's going to be your excuse, if you're going to be externally motivated by something on the calendar, cool. Make sure you put something on the calendar. Guess who checks in with you when you say that you're externally motivated and need something on the calendar? A good coach. Guess who helps you reverse engineer the step-by-step directions, week by week, action by action to make sure that you're prepared for that event? A good coach. Moving on. Okay. Peer reporting. Now let's go to psychological insights. Sounds fancy. Belief in one's ability to succeed plays a significant role in goal achievement. Higher self-efficacy is associated with setting challenging goals and increased commitment to achieving them. And then self-handicapping. Some individuals may engage in self-handicapping behaviors such as procrastination or making excuses, which can undermine self-accountability. I mean, I don't really need to say a whole lot about this, but we are our own best salespeople. And I negotiate with myself all the time. I can think back to 3 days ago. Actually, it was probably 2 days ago. I have a chest freezer. I get in cold water on a regular basis in my house. And I had been setting the water temperature a little bit higher recently because I haven't had my freezer running for a while. My one that I had for a number of years broke. Then I didn't have one. I kind of got out of the cold plunge game a little bit because I was very focused on body composition change. If you are just focused on body composition change, cold plunging does 0.0 to help you achieve that. Is cold plunging amazing? Absolutely. Can it help you get stronger mentally? Absolutely. Can it decrease some inflammation on an acute basis? Absolutely. Is it doing hard shit? Absolutely. Is it going to get you ripped and jacked? Not even close. So people doing the wrong things to achieve the wrong or their goals. Like that's another issue of like those race challenge and races like High Rocks. I have clients that do High Rocks all the time. High Rocks is a cardiovascular event. Okay. It will ask you to do some things from a strength standpoint, but it is not a strength-based event. It's a cardio event. So if you want to get in the best physical shape of your life, you should not be doing cardio dominant training. Fact, right? I don't even have to die on the hill. It's scientifically correct. And so if you want to look your best, High Rocks is not the best modality to do. Okay, a lot of these HIIT classes that people take, not the best modality. Orange Theory, not the best modality. Boot camp, not the best modality. But it's what people do for a lot of different reasons. Some of them are very valid. All of those things I just mentioned are community-based. There's tons of amazing things about community-based. Back to the chest freezer before we wrap this baby up. Of course, I have to post my video of me going in my cold plunge on my Instagram stories or wherever the hell I post it, because I wouldn't be cool or an influencer if I didn't. And how would you know if I went in my cold plunge if I didn't post it online? So I set the camera up, I opened up the chest freezer, and I figured, let me see what temperature it was. I had been keeping it higher because I'd been sort of titrating down the temperature, because during that time that I didn't have my chest freezer, I was going to a local spa that had a great sauna and then a cold plunge. And I would do sauna, cold plunge, as much as much smack as I talk about it, trying to say shit a little less on the podcast, even though I just said it like 12 times. As much smack as I talk about cold plunging, I find it amazing. I feel awesome after it, especially when you combine it with sauna. And so sauna, cold plunge, back and forth is something that I love to do. And so I would go to this place. The issue with this place is that the cold plunge was only 55 degrees. Now, to some of you, that might sound like the coldest water you've ever been in. But when you're used to going in 39 to 45 degree water for years, you get accustomed to it. You develop a tolerance to it. And so it doesn't mean I'm tougher than you. It just means I've done it for longer than you. And so what did I do? I got used to going into 55 degree water. So the notion of going into 42 degree water for me, which is what the temperature was when I opened it up, was like, I don't know if I want to do this right now. And so I stood there, hunched over the cold plunge, looking down at the water, hoping that if I had the chest freezer open for a period of time, that the air would get to it. The 75 degree air would get to it and warm it up. It was truthfully, it was low in terms of the level of water. So I poured water in, filled it up with the hose. Certainly the hose is not, 80 something degrees, but it ain't 42 degrees. So I thought, let me warm it up. And then I looked at the temperature after I topped off the chest freezer, and it was still 42 degrees. And so I just kind of looked down and I was like, I don't think I'm going to do this today. And like, I don't need to do this. I don't need to get in 42 degree water. If I turn off the chest freezer, which I had for a day or two already, it'll warm up. I'll come back next week. It'll be like 51. And that'll be perfect. I'll start to like move myself down. And then I remembered that my son, who I believe really does look up to me, and I'm a role model for him, and he goes in the cold plunge. I had just talked to him before, and he saw me in my bathing suit with a towel and my flip-flops on. And he's like, bro, because everything's bro. Bro, where you going, bro? You got to have a bro on the front and a bro on the end. Bro, where are you going, bro? And I'm like, going to the cold plunge, bro. And so if I come back and I'm not beet red and shivering, and I got to tell him that I didn't go in the cold plunge, and then I look over and I got the camera going, the video going. Now, obviously, I could just choose not to post a video that showed me not going in the cold plunge and lie to the world, because everyone on social media tells the truth, right? Everything we see on social media is true and is the actual lives of people. Hopefully you're sensing my sarcasm. I felt a sense of accountability to the several hundred people that would watch my video at most, and to my son, who very importantly looks up to me. And so I decided, screw it. I got to go in, because I said I was going in. And if I knew it was 42 degrees, I probably wouldn't have said it, but I said it. So I got to do it. And so we are very good at procrastinating, which I did, which Chat GPT just told us. And we are excellent at making excuses, which it also just told us. And that can undermine your self-accountability and goal attainment. And so if you want to stop undermining yourself, if you want to start actually achieving the goals that you think about and talk about out loud, start to write them down, start to develop a plan for how you're going to reach them. Where a lot of people make a mistake is that they don't actually know what to do to get the result, aka High Rocks, Orange Theory, Barry's Boot Camp class for desired aesthetic look. Nothing wrong with those modalities. Let me be clear. Not even close to the best thing to do in order to get in your best aesthetic physical shape, which when you cut to the chase with most people, That's what they want. Okay, so you don't know what to do, so you don't have a plan. And if you do have a plan, it's probably the wrong plan. I have clients that have been training 7 days a week, eating certain diets like paleo. A new client of mine who just hired me less than a month ago, training 7 days a week, eating paleo. I mean, having drinks here and there, but like nothing crazy, very committed, very motivated, couldn't figure out why he couldn't lose weight. He's down, I don't know, 16 pounds, ballpark. Maybe it's 14, maybe it's 17 by now. I don't know. In less than a month, he's down, let's just call it 15, because we just have him doing the right things. So stop spinning your goddamn wheels and start doing the right things that align with the goals that you have. If you look at my training these days, if you follow me on Instagram, it looks a little bit different. I'm jumping around a little bit. I'm doing plyometric push-ups. I'm doing some more explosive athlete type stuff because I am very happy with my body composition at close to single digit body fat percentage, 225, lean and mean at 6'6". I want to get healthier, pain-free, and I want to be an athlete again. I want to be that guy in the picture that I showed you that's cocking it back and dunking it, okay? And so I'm making progress. I'm making steady, sustainable, achievable progress because I just dunked 2 hands for the first time since I was like 25 years old. 22 years, I'm 47. Stop with this bullshit that like you were an athlete at 25. Your best days are over. Am I going to be the athlete I was at 21? No. But like, am I in the best shape of my adult life, my corporate life? 1000%. And I'll be in better shape in 6 months and better shape in 6 months after that. So you have to be doing the right things, okay? So make sure you're doing the right things. Make sure you have an accountability partner because you suck at accountability. It's not because you're a bad person. It's not because I don't like you. It's just the facts, okay? Everything else can be done with just getting into an environment that helps you lay out the plan, that makes it easier, that creates the result faster for you, and that holds you accountable. And bonus points if you can find somebody who's living the life that you desire. And so if maybe that's me, you know how to find me. Brian at thesuccesslift.com. You can text me at 917-709-4283, or you can go to my website, thesuccesslift.com/HPH, and you can get in touch with me there. Get in touch with me there. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Tell somebody about this podcast, especially somebody who needs to hear this information. I'll see you back here next week.